The number one I think most helpful, and you're creating this and we have this, is to join a community.
Mm-hmm.
Being a solopreneur when you are in the business of helping people can be quite isolating, right? If you think about it, I am creating a business where it's all about people and the potential of people, and yet I'm all by myself. No, the power of the business of which that you can create and the ability and how quick you can scale will be by you joining a community, a cohort, a mastermind, I think, what some people call it, a group of individuals so that you can leverage their experience and not have to go through things all by yourself.
Welcome to Career Coaching Secrets, the podcast where we talk with successful career coaches on how they built their success and the hard lessons they learned along the way. My name is Davis Nguyen, and I'm the founder of Purple Circle, where we help career coaches scale their business to $100,000 years, $100,000 months, and even $100,000 weeks. Before Purple Circle, I've grown several 7- and 8-figure career coaching businesses myself, and have been a consultant at 2 career coaching businesses that are doing over $100 million each. Whether you're an established coach or building your practice for the first time, you'll discover the secrets to elevating your coaching business.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Career Coaching Secrets podcast. I'm your host, Rajan, and today's guest is someone who's shaped the careers of thousands and redefined what it means to lead with purpose. Cara Heilmann. Cara is the president of the International Association of Career Coaches and a best-selling author whose work has been featured in Forbes, CNBC, Essence, and the Wall Street Journal, and more. With over 20 years in executive HR and talent acquisition, she now helps C-suite leaders and rising executives land roles they really love with impact, clarity, and confidence. She's coached over 5,000 professionals, built a thriving coaching business, and now teaches others how to do the same, equipping career coaches with the exact blueprints to grow successful client transforming practices. And it's a pleasure for me to have her on the podcast today. Welcome to the show, Cara.
Thanks, Regin. Happy to be here.
Thank you for coming. And so I want to know how the coaching business got started. So what inspired you to start this and become a coach?
Okay. I hated my job, but I felt like I was totally stuck in what I was doing. So I have a bachelor's of business administration from the University of Hawaii in human resources. I have an MBA from Vanderbilt University in human resources. So I'm thinking my entire career, I'm going to be in HR. But 3 years in, I am working for Baxter in Miami, Florida, and we're closing our entire facility down. Here, Puerto Rico, we're just shutting it all down, moving everything to Illinois. And I'm sitting talking to a guy named Kevin. He's 36 years in the organization, and I'm telling him that he no longer has a job. Even though we've been talking about this for months, it caught him completely by surprise. And he's pounding his fists on the desk. Now I'm 3 years into my career. He's yelling and frothing at the mouth. My colleague Chris next door hears what's going on, comes on in, helps Kevin leave, turns around and go, "Hey kiddo, are you okay?" I look down at my list. I literally have 23 other names of people I needed to talk to that day. And I said, "Yeah, I'm fine." I hated it. I mean, I knew then that this really wasn't what I wanted to do. I mean, this is not why I got into HR at all, but I got really good at it, even though I didn't like it. The promotions came, the money came, all that stuff came with it. And 20 years in, I'm still there doing a job that I can't stand. And
Mhm.
I guess I couldn't fake it anymore to make it. I just couldn't do it anymore. And then my boss gave me an 11th month severance. So I took it as a sabbatical, completely retooled, worked with a career coach named Mary Stoltz, who helped me take a look at my entire 20 plus year career and craft out and carve out all the things that I loved. And that's when I started Ready, Reset, Go, my career coaching business. So I guess you could say that out of hate and getting laid off were the two main reasons of me starting this business. And I am so glad that I did, because no longer do I have that sense of dread, that I'm doing a job that I really do not like.
Cool. That's good to know. And it's been a story for a lot of coaches that I've interviewed. Generally, it starts either on recruiting or HR. Then they can switch into, because of the experience that's relevant, they could switch into career coaching. So it does make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I just want to say and riff off of what you're saying. That is true. And yet, what I've realized at the association is that the most successful career coaches never came from an HR or a recruiting background at all, because they use their life experience to create a niche that
Mhm.
is incredibly uniquely them. And so my niche in my career coaching business is I help first generation and second generation Americans get their first executive job. And
Mhm.
that comes from my own life experience of my mom, who came from Korea, immigrated from Korea, my dad, who was never put a pair of shoes on his feet until he was 13, and pretty much just ran all around the fields of Kauai, in Hawaii. He was the first person in our family to get a degree ever. And so my parents, and if I can use this word, didn't groom me to be an executive at all. And I was able to go to school at Vanderbilt University. And here I am, I'm studying with kids who were groomed to shake a senator's hand, like say hey to a governor, all that. And I had to learn. So I created a business that helped people level. I believe I'm helping them level the playing field, that they are able to get into executive level positions, first generation, second generation Americans. So I don't think you need an HR or a recruiting background. Whatever
Mhm.
your life experience is, that is a piece that people will want to work with you for and your business.
And I agree, actually. I've just found that in a good part of the coaches that I've interviewed, the career coaches, they have had that experience of working in recruitment or HR. But actually, I've had also career coaches that are pretty niche, like you said. So people that help, let's say, only software developers
Yeah,
become project man or like work in like a leadership role in software development. Or I interviewed a coach the other day. He was helping electricians start their own business, and imagine how niche that is.
I love it.
So yeah, it's very, very interesting. Yeah, especially when you've been part of that career, it's like you are more qualified to mentor on that career.
Yeah,
And there's a difference between mentoring and coaching.
right.
Obviously, from my understanding is that mentoring is, you can mentor someone on a lived experience, but you can coach even on something that you haven't necessarily done yourself. Is that a correct one? Because I'm not a coach myself, so I wouldn't.
Well, I would venture to guess, Regin, that you actually have some great coaching skills there based upon podcasts and things that I've heard you speak in and also here, getting to know you. Yeah, there is definitely a difference between a mentor and a coach. And oftentimes I feel like I'm putting one hat on, and sometimes I even put on the HR hat when I'm talking with my clients. So it's the best part about having your own business is that you can create and craft it to exactly how you want it to be. You can even create a coaching business to be mentorship leaning if you'd like to. And that's, I don't know, it's just so much fun.
Cool. Now, I want to understand. So you basically, after the full-time job, the career, you started the career coaching business. And then after that, you started another business helping career coaches, right? How did that get started?
Yes. And so Mary Stouts, remember Mary, was trained through a life coaching organization and encouraged me to take it. So I did. I joined this very prominent life coaching. I went through 5 months of it. I didn't go into certification because they didn't have a modality around career coaching. And at the end, I said, I want to be a career coach. And everyone looked at me literally in my class and said, what's that? This is like 12 years ago, right? When it wasn't even on the scene. And so I met a lot of amazing life coaches there. So I started my business, Ready, Reset, Go. It's taken off. It's doing incredibly well. And the people of whom that I've stayed in contact with, three of them separately, they don't know one another. They came up to me and asked me, will you teach me what you're doing? Because I don't know how to monetize my coaching business. And I was like, sure. That started with coaching each one of them, then creating a curriculum, then launching a curriculum under my coaching organization. And then the IACC formed, Chrissy Watts formed it. a friend of mine, fellow career coach, and we moved this curriculum under my organization into the IACC, and then I joined the IACC leadership role. So that's how it started. 3 separate coaches, life coaches, asked, what are you doing? Will you teach me your secrets? And we built an entire curriculum to share all the secrets of how to start a thriving coaching business.
And how is right now your time divided between coaching career clients and coaching coaches?
I feel like I'm like split right in the middle. Maybe a psychiatrist will have a name for that, where half of my time I'm working with my executives and coaching them. And then the other half of my time I'm helping coaches with their clients, coaching them and also helping them get their business up and going. But the association has other members that are there. There are other leaders, trainers, business coaches, marketing coaches, operations, talent, and geniuses. So there's a lot of support there in the IACC. And my business is still pretty much like a solopreneur enterprise, which I like it that way. I don't know. I guess I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I guess I'm teaching people something that I was able to do myself as a coaching business.
And so you said solopreneur, so it means you don't have a team helping you out in certain areas of the business, or it doesn't mean that?
1 employee, right? 1099 career coaches.
Cool.
That's how I was able to scale.
So when you say 1 employee, that employee is a coach?
Yes, that employee is that I met that employee because this individual came to me asking me to help them leave their job and find something new. And like a career coaching client. And through that process, got really intrigued into what I'm doing. I then worked with this individual to take resumes. We call them dossiers, resume, cover letter, LinkedIn profile, the whole dossier. Take the dossier and be like a ghost writer for me. And then from there, within about a couple of years, her skill in writing resume CVs and things just completely surpassed mine. Now she's part of the association as well, and she teaches the resume, the CV writing course. So I'm lucky. I have on my team this master genius resume writer, and that person is able to help with many other things in the organization because she's incredibly organized, and also do a lot of the writing of the dossier. So that's the only employee we have, and then the rest are all contract career coaches.
So basically, when you were talking about your team structure, you're talking about the career coaching business, not the other business that helps coaches. That's mostly how does the team structure look on that other business? Is it mostly you or?
Yeah. And so I am the president of that association. There is a very different structure because the career coaches that have gone through our certification and joined in our Path community, we have a community called the Path for Graduates. Those that have joined the Path community, we are a fairly close-knit, tight-knit community of career coaches all over the world. And they are coming with different skill sets. Some of them are marketing experts. And so Nicole she has created our entire marketing course there, built specifically for career coaches with a complete website that we give you, basically a template. And so we have people with different skill sets. We have amazing trainers, master trainers, certified trainers from the British Council all over the world, and phenomenal curriculum design and platform trainers. So they're all certified career coaches, either at the SBCC level or the MPCC level. And then they come in and they deliver. Like there's this one person, she went through her certification and she came from Amazon, like a 15-year career at Amazon. And one of the things that she did there was develop a mentorship program at Amazon. So she developed our entire mentorship program within our association. So our whole thing is when you come in and you're going to elevate to a higher level, you're going to do a couple of things. You're going to develop your own skill. You're going to get much better at coaching. And you're also going to give back into a community. And that give back are ways in which that those members can have fun. Like she had so much fun creating it, have fun, give back. And then we can take advantage of people with different skill sets in developing the association. So it's kind of like a co-op, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Associations are such a different formation and different structure than like a career coaching business. It's been a ride. It's been so much fun.
Interesting. Thanks so much for sharing that. I also want to talk to you about marketing. Since I'm passionate, I'm a little bit passionate about marketing given my background. What marketing channels or what marketing strategy is now working for you for your career coaching business or even for the association? Doesn't really, you can divide it between the two because I don't know which one to ask first.
Yeah. I'm going to go with my career coaching with Ready Reason Go, my career coaching business. I think it might be the most beneficial perhaps to those that are tuning in or watching. Three channels or three strategies. And I love what you said, what's working now. Because one thing that my background is not marketing. I've become to love it. It is such a science and an art, right? And so
Mhm.
much trial. No, our brains have nothing to do with creating amazing stuff because whoever's consuming it will tell us what's amazing. And I love that. I don't have to be the brains. I can just be creative and try new things. Anyway, three separate channels. One would be definitely referrals. About a third to half of all of my clients come in through some form of referrals. So from a marketing revenue perspective, of course, we poured a lot of time and money into acquiring this client. But for me, I've fallen in love with them. So I'm staying in touch with them and checking in on them and all those things, sending them cards and all this stuff. So a third to half of all my clients come through referrals. And then the other two parts, one would be organic marketing and the other one would be paid marketing. So right now, what's working for us in organic marketing would be SEO content writing. Like me writing articles, creating different SEO sticky articles that are pushed out in different segments. And so it pulls people to us, right? You know how all that works. And then the other one is TikTok. Right now, TikTok is still here in the United States. We'll see if it continues. I think it will be. I love TikTok and a lot of people don't. And to me, what I love about TikTok, it's agnostic, right? Unlike Reels, it's got to only be on here. It's completely agnostic. Every single one of my TikToks will go on X, will go anywhere. And that's what I love about it. So that's part of my organic marketing. And I think when I first started TikToking, is that a word?
Yeah.
I think I was the oldest person on there. And it was my marketing person who said, you should be on TikTok. And I'm like, I am not dancing. Anyway, so it's been fun and some of them went viral. And never for the reason that I thought a thing would go viral. It's hilarious. The comments, it just cracks me up. I'm like laughing when I read people's comments. Okay, so that's organic. Sorry. Third, paid. We are still on Google Ads. We're still using Google and we're going back to Facebook paid ads and seeing if that would work again for us. It's a little frustrating, Facebook, if you're listening, Meta, please fix this. The little guy, we feel very unsupported on Meta, on Facebook. I get it. You probably have like some deep pockets that are sending you gobs of money, but the little guy. And so when things don't work really well, like there's this group in Asia that took over my account and started to sell unmentionables on my account, and it shut my account down, which shut down my business because they're all connected. And even though we proved that it was not us selling unmentionables on my Facebook, it made it very difficult for us to like spend money on you, like, Meta. Anyway, if you're listening. So paid is still Google Ads, and then we're going to tap back into Facebook and see how that works for us.
Interesting. Thanks for sharing. We actually have had the same experience when it comes to Meta. We got hacked and they were posting something which I couldn't understand what it was. It was in Indonesian language. It was just going to a landing page in Indonesian language. I didn't even bother to translate what it meant. We just like removed it, but we don't know how they got access or anything like that. It's just like we know that we got hacked. And fortunately for us, it didn't block our account. But we had kind of predicted something like this might have happened. So we had built 2 to 3 accounts that we had just like in case one falls, we can go to the other one. So we had like separate accounts that we just kept as reserve whenever something would go bad. So that was something that we did. We never actually had to use the secondary accounts. We just had them. We still have them there for my consulting offer. So Yeah, that is also one approach to go about it. Yeah, thinking of
Genius.
having separate accounts.
I'm going to do that.
Cool, great,
Thank
awesome.
you, Regin. Thank you.
And you're welcome. And you also talked about SEO and you talked about Google Ads as well. When it comes to Google Ads, we actually haven't had a lot of success with Google Ads ourselves. What happened? Generally, we try to target at least our name so that others don't target our name and
Mm,
make money with our name. So it's just like brand marketing mostly. But in terms of keywords, we haven't actually been able to tune that up. But when I say Google Ads didn't work, I mean search ads, because Google now also has YouTube in it, has video ads. And so that is another story that has worked well for that. But yeah, that is marketing so far. Thanks so much for sharing that.
yes. Always evolving.
Always evolving. Yeah, it's an ever changing environment. And like I said, it's always about testing, and you don't like know, it's not like science where you just know what will work. You will test it, and there's a logical reason why it will work, but it's not guaranteed. So it's very interesting. And wanted to ask you also about, let's say, focusing on the career coaching business, and then also the other one. How do you see your businesses in the next 1 to 3 years? Do you have specific goals you're working towards?
Totally. My partner wants to retire in 4 years, and I want to retire with him. So I think I'm probably maybe 5, 10 years ahead of some folks that are just launching, perhaps.
Hmm.
And so I am allowing the universe to figure out how that's going to happen and creating a legacy and passing this on so it continues. There are VCs that reach out to me on a regular basis and I chat with them. Don't know if that's the vehicle. I don't know if it's bringing on leadership and diluting my ownership, or not diluting, sharing the ownership so that I have a smaller and smaller stake in the ownership and allow people to just run. Probably sounds like maybe what you've done. And then the third would be to sell it outright to someone. So I don't know, but I do know in about 4 years, this amazing company will be in the hands of someone who can take it and continue the legacy.
Thanks for sharing that. It actually is, it's been a goal for some coaches that I've interviewed
Mm,
that have had some success with the coaching business to a point that they feel that they could get out of it, look for an exit opportunity. And it makes a lot of sense. So I wanted to also look into investments. In terms of investments, throughout your experience with the career coaching business, what have been some good investments that you've made? Now, we talked about marketing, but apart from marketing, what other investments have you made that have helped you grow the business that you say, oh, you got a good return on that investment?
mm. I can tell you all the bad investments that I've made. Oh my gosh.
Sure.
Number one, can I share like some really bad
Yeah.
ones? Don't do this if you do this.
Yeah.
Number one, do not hire a marketing company right out of the gate. You don't even know how to talk about your business. You don't know who even your clients are. You don't know what they're looking for, their dreams and their greatest pain points. And so I did that. I handed over marketing. I had this amazing funnel going and everything like that. And it was great until I jumped on a call and then it was a break in a user experience because this was not through all of that. So
Hmm.
number one, recommendation for me, figure it out, do it on your own for a little bit of time. You may not be a marketer like Regen and a phenomenal marketer, and you're going to learn to become a much stronger marketer so that when you finally connect them with a marketing consultant or organization, you have something to give them and information. So that's number one. Do not do that. Number two, don't pick up a business coach that's outside of your industry, outside of your realm. I did that as well. $50,000 mistake, sunk right down. I got really sucked into the whatever I was watching and just money. Yeah, I loved what was, I guess so to me. And I got sucked into it. And it was like so difficult to take any of the concepts of which that they were giving to me and translating that into a career coaching business. So number two mistake, if you're going to plop down some serious money with a business consultant or business coach, find someone in your field
Hmm.
because they're, and find someone who's doing it successfully, please. And so that you really truly aren't sinking like money away, whatever. But you had said not marketing, like other things, other investments that have yielded the best results. And I've got to say, it wasn't like a thing. The number one investment I recommend is to believe in yourself. And that is like the weirdest, I know, it's like the single most point of failure in my experience of watching people attempt to get their coaching businesses up and off the ground is themselves. They are afraid. They don't know. They're concerned. They have to send their logo to 30 friends and collect the information and no, the best investment you can make in yourself is called messy action, imperfect action. Just continue to move forward and iterate. Go small, iterate, perfect, and iterate, get better. If you're looking at my business, there's no in a road you can start your business and get it to where mine is right now. And that should not be your goal. Small steps, right, will yield big results. And so the number one investment you can make is in yourself. We are coaching from our scars, not our open wounds, our scars. Things of which that we have experienced and now we can help others. And that happens by us boldly stepping forward, going to Regina and go, yeah, I'll jump on this podcast, even though I've never been on a podcast. Let's do it. Even though it freaks me out, I'm going to do it. And put yourself out there. You cannot build a business by writing content on LinkedIn. You cannot build your business by just pushing content on LinkedIn. You have to meet people. You have to get in front of them. You have to talk to you guys, shake their hand. And that is how you're going to build your business. It's you. You are the brand. They want you. There's something magical there. So get out there and get yourself out there and meet people and move forward. That to me is the biggest investment in yourself, in your business. The number one advice that I have for all new coaches starting out.
Totally agree with you. Totally agree with you when you say like believe in yourself. And even going back to marketing, when you said that it was a very bad investment, how I see it is they will not know your audience as good as you do.
Amen.
If you don't know it, they're not going to figure it out. Actually, they shouldn't take you as a client, but I guess it's good revenue for them, so they will take you. But they shouldn't take you as a client if they don't understand your audience or if they don't know who you're targeting. And no one else but you knows that, since you're actually working with these people day to day. So yeah, definitely good advice. Thanks for sharing all of that. And I appreciate it. Right now, with your goal thinking of like in 4 years, getting out of it, and what would you say right now is a challenge for you in getting there? Or let's say there might be multiple challenges until you get there, but what is that challenge that you're trying to solve for next? We talked about a challenge with Facebook ads, but wanted to move to something more, maybe in a higher level, let's say.
I am a creator. When you look at the different types of individuals, I took an assessment and with this organization and it showed that I'm a creator, which is so true. I'm happiest when I'm creating. I can create content. I can create programs. I can create so many different things and get them out there at a speed that is challenging, I would say, for those that are here and around me. So my number one challenge always is to slow down and ensure that those that I'm working with, my team, we move together in getting things done. Because if I eventually want to step away, they're the ones that will need to continue. So that's my own personal thing because I'm I'm a creator. I bet you are too. I bet you are too.
I like to think so. So just for me to understand it, basically mean making sure that if you were to get away from your seat, the things would run smoothly as if you were there. So making sure that the operations are so strong that they're not actually dependent on you.
Exactly. And I have an amazing operations individual, incredible operations individual, and have every confidence that the structure will be there so that I can step away.
Cool. Thank you. Thanks so much for sharing that. And my final question to you, and I think you are very qualified for this question, is what advice would you give to other career coaches who are looking to scale their impact?
Right. The number one I think most helpful, and you're creating this and we have this, is to join a community.
Mm-hmm.
Being a solopreneur when you are in the business of helping people can be quite isolating, right? If you think about it, I am creating a business where it's all about people and the potential of people, and yet I'm all by myself. No, the power of the business of which that you can create and the ability and how quick you can scale will be by you joining a community, a cohort, a mastermind, I think, what some people call it, a group of individuals so that you can leverage their experience and not have to go through things all by yourself. I don't know if you've ever done this. Like you go to a conference, you don't want to go. I used to be in HR, so I would go to these HR conferences
Mm-hmm.
reluctantly. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking of all different ideas. I'm making all these connections of different things that come back, and whoo, I'm able to like move forward some projects because I got myself out of that environment. That's what a community does. It not only allows you to ask questions in a safe space, like, oh my gosh, I have this client. I don't know what to do. I'm really struggling. Who else can you add, right? Or it would be, I want to take my company from 300,000 to 500,000 to 1,000,000. Who else has done that? And hey, can I have a conversation with you and see how you've done it? It really needs to be a type of community that has a wide array of different achievements,
Mm-hmm.
niches, and non-competitive, like a juicy group of individuals willing to help one another out. I think, in my opinion, if you want to take your organization, you want to scale, join a group like that. Don't join a group that you went to a certification with. They don't
Mm-hmm.
know. Join a group of people who have completely been in so many different stages, even to the revenue number that you want to be. That will help you out. No matter the cost, just pay it. That will be so much better than paying like my marketing mistake of $75,000 my first year, or
Mm-hmm.
my business coach of $50,000 my second year. Sink the money into a community that's going to help you the most.
Yeah, and when you think of that, because it's a community, right? You get to learn from
Mm.
others that have done it or have maybe are already where you want to be or have gone beyond that, depending on your goals. And or there might be multiple of these people that have done that and might be able to point you out on or give you some direction or maybe just like ignite some thoughts that you haven't had before just by conversing with them within a community. So totally agree with that. Thank you.
You know how I was saying that the belief in self is the number one reason why their companies fail? And I just want to say this one thing, that people who get into this business, you're meant to do really big things in this world. You're meant to, even if it's one person, imagine a ripple effect. If you've coached 5 people, I mean, I've coached over 5,000 people. You can strike that from it. Who cares about me? But if you coach 5 people, the ripple effect of the impact that you've had in someone's life, you're meant to do big things, whether it's to banish bad work days for yourself or your clients, or if it's to help people with the dignity of just having a job, even when they may not love, the dignity of work. It's a remarkable field we're in. So just get out there, put yourself out there, scale as big as you can, because we need more people like you in doing remarkable things in this world.
Thanks so much for sharing that advice. And for anyone who wants to connect with you and find you, they can go into LinkedIn and search your name, Cara Heilmann. They'll be able to find you there. Is there any other website? I want to make sure I send them to the right websites.
So my coaching business, where I'm helping first and second generation Americans get their first executive job, that is Ready, Reset, Go. Ready,
Mm-hmm.
like set go, but
Mm-hmm.
resetgo.com. The other side, if you want to join, get a certification, learn, get education, or join a community around career coaching, that's iacareercoaches.org, IA International Association, careercoaches.org.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Cara. It's been lovely having you on the podcast. Thank you for coming.
You are welcome. Thank you so much for the invitation. It was fun.
That's it for this episode of Career Coaching Secrets. If you enjoyed this conversation, you can subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you're listening to this episode to catch future episodes. This podcast was brought to you by Purple Circle, where we help career coaches scale their business to $100,000 years, $100,000 months, or even $100,000 weeks all without burning out and making sure that you're making the impact and having the life that you want. To learn more about our community and how we can help you, visit joinpurplecircle.com.